Yo, what's up? Good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So, as I said last Tuesday, we're gonna settle on this, i.e. the blobs are gonna be transparent, they are gonna have outlines, and unlike the water shader and glass shader and stuff like that, you will not be able to see outlines on objects visible through blobs. I would love to experiment more with it because I think it might be doable with some smart workarounds, but we're gonna leave it like this for now. So the plan for today is to just get the last things in place. It's not that visible, but we have some outlines on this transparent object that is being refracted inside of the object. So I think this outline here is part of this object, but it's like being refracted. I want to see if we can make anything to avoid that, and if we can, we're gonna take our solution we have, clean it up a bit, make it useful for, because the thing is, we're gonna have, this is gonna leave us with two outline approaches, one that works with the Unity depth texture and one that works with our custom depth texture. So we're gonna have to make each material that has outlines, so every cell shade shader is gonna have to import, or we're gonna move the normal or the outline data generation to a separate file, and then we're gonna include it in all of those shaders, and depending on a global parameter, we're gonna decide which approach we choose. So custom depth or Unity depth. So for instance here we can see that the hair and the eyes and stuff like that are using the old system. That's why it looks a little bit weird while we have enabled this new solution. Yes, fuck, I'm still... Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this outline here. I think we can see that if we do... we bring down the refraction to, I guess it's 0 here then. We can see that we don't have this weird outline here. Right, looks pretty good. We can also see that And we can actually see here that we have some problems with the outlines. If we blur, we're actually blurring the outlines as well, are we? Yeah, we are. We can see that we have some leakage here. But we should be able to solve that eventually, I think. So yeah, it's pretty much the blur, the let's see the refraction here as well, distance. Don't we have... Okay, I'm gonna do this, 0.1. And then I'm gonna try and do, let's open up this shader. Or more specifically the... that's not what I wanna do. Cell shade, lit, transparent color. And let's do UV center, scene color. Whoa. This might actually not be correct. Look at this, we're getting the pixel outline data here by UV center, then we refract it and we get additional data. Okay, let's see here. This one is refracted and so is this one, so that's good. This one is refracted, so is this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want to try and do pixel outline data. Let's just try and do... I think that looks good. Definitely looks better here. And then what happens if we do return outline? Yeah, okay, that's definitely not good. So yeah, it's very much like we're refracting our own outlines. So this depth test fails here for some reason. Or one sec, you know what? We don't want to do anything, since we're not gonna visualize outlines through this one. We pretty much don't want to do anything here, I don't think. So we can remove everything outline related. What I do want to check though is outline data render pass. Okay, it looks like this. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So we pretty much just want to, let's see here. Okay, that's easy then. So I don't think we need to read transparent. So what if we just return background color? Okay, we lose some outlines here, so we need to fix that at least. Okay, but that's okay. So we can do... We remove that outline. We remove this. We remove... We don't need to have this check. The only thing we want to do here basically is get outline color. Yeah, we pretty much just want to do this, I think. Yeah, we have this eventually. Ah, fuck it. Let's leave it actually. Okay, so now, fuck, am I still seeing some leakage here with the outlines? That's very weird, if that's the case. Let's test. Actually, I don't think so. What is it? Doesn't it look a bit... But that might as well be refraction distance 0. Okay, that's probably just refraction, I guess. Yeah, I think I looked this, or I like this. Like, eventually I just want to give a hint of what's behind the blob, and I want it very much distorted, and we're gonna add like foreground color on this blob, so it's just like a minor detail that it's see-through. It's just that I find it very interesting to try and get it to work the way I want it. But yeah, I think this is good. Pretty cool, actually. And then if we can get some nice specular highlights as well, it would be amazing. Okay, but what I want to do now is, like, what it looks like. We can take cell shade lit shader. So most of those, every cell shader currently in the game has outlines as a separate pass, or basically just write some data to a texture which is later used to calculate the outlines. But if I want to take this and put it in its own file. Yeah, I think that's the correct choice. And because what I want to do then is this right here. So in the end, if we have a global flag that's outline solution flag, then we do this, otherwise we do this. Where do I have wondering if we're losing a little bit of the detail. Yeah, we are. Fucking hell. How the hell do we manage to lose this much? Encode, decode. I don't think this encoding and decoding should remove this much data. Well, maybe it's just a question of get this. Maybe. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to play around a lot with these settings eventually. Again. Don't we have... What's up, Julius Trifinity? Your YouTube shortcut recommended to me, by the way. Thank you, YouTube. Probably not much since I'm watching streams, but it's something. Indeed it is. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. It's been so long since I actually did... Doesn't this one affect it? Okay, this one does, though. Okay, yeah, we can play around with this forever. I'm just a little bit afraid that we're losing... I don't really understand why we're losing this. Flash by mastering the leaks, indeed. Like, I really want to do a video with the Miku meme, but with my character in the leak. Maybe. I will get the time for it soon enough. Yeah, what's up, Nino Belov? What are you making? We're making like a creature collecting type of game, but more specifically this week we are like refining the visuals for our blob creature to be. Or yeah, we're doing the visuals for the blob creature, and included in that is getting the outlines to work a little bit of a better way. Okay, I think we're just gonna leave it like this for now. I think if we do normal threshold, if we lower the normal threshold, we do get roughly the same result we had previously, I think. So this is 6, and yeah, I think we get exactly the same result we had previously. I just need to write this down somewhere. So, and I want to dive into the details of this, like why. So basically what we're doing is that we take a normal that is represented by 3 coordinates. It's in 3D space, 3 coordinates, X, Y, and Z. We use a smart algorithm that someone else came up with to just pack this into 2 floats instead of 3. So instead of representing the 3D vector with X, Y, and Z, we represent it with just X and Y. So we encode it, save it to a texture, then we read it and decode it. And even though I was like, it's not lossless, so we're gonna get some difference, but like this, the difference we're seeing here is it's a little bit weird. I think it's okay. So let me just open up a... Let's do it like this. We're gonna put it in the correct file eventually. But we can do it here, maybe. If outline, or don't I have these settings somewhere? Outline, HLSL. Here we go. Okay. And it's the normal threshold we changed. Normal threshold. And note. Use 0.16 as default. Yeah, we can't do it here. Default value when there we go. I'm gonna have to define this somewhere else eventually, because I can definitely... Yeah, this can throw me off in the future, I think. Okay, but that's step one, what I wanted to do today. Not all I wanted to do today, but what I wanted to do first. So now we have a transparent object with outlines. We have good outlines, I would say. I can't complain. And we have nice refraction. But we can see here that we need to change all of these cell shade materials so they work with both systems. So we can see here that the hair and eyes and stuff like that does not currently. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to make it so that when we enable or disable this little flag here, outline solution flag, if it's enabled, it's the new system. If it's disabled, it's the old system. I don't believe in the new system 100%. So I still want to be able to easily go back and change, or I want to experiment with both of them and compare them side by side for a long time moving forward. I can imagine that we're probably going to have these two different outline solutions. They're gonna follow us to the very end, but we're gonna do it like we're gonna solve it with a compiler flag instead. So when we compile the game, we create different shaders based on if this one is enabled or disabled, because having a runtime check like this is probably not a good idea. But okay, let's see. So what we can start by doing is we can jump to this one, and we can see here that every shader pass that is writing to the outline data texture has light mode outlines data generation. Honestly, I don't really know why it's named light mode. But this is the tag that I've found to be the easiest to use when we see here outlines, when we want to render separate passes. Because then we can define it like shader tag ID, like this. And this is our filter pretty much. But okay, so this pass, I don't think... Do I really care about the name here? If we care about the name, it's a little bit more messy, because then we're gonna have to define the pass like this. Otherwise, we could just... Oh, yeah, never mind. We're gonna have to... we can't define a path. We can't include a path like that, I don't think. So we're gonna take this, I reckon, put it in its own file, and... yeah. But so we can do light mode, outlines data generation, and then we just search for this one, and we have it in not too many files. Be nice if okay, we're just gonna take okay. Yeah, I think I want to put it here and outlines data generation. And then we do and I wonder, can we? I don't know if we can. Well, first of all, I don't think I want to have these here. Don't we have them at the top here? Normal texture double-sided and normal map. Normal texture flag, double-sided flag, and normal map. Okay, good. So I guess this and this and this we want to keep, but this gonna make it a little bit nicer like this. So we do RGB. Hell yeah, that's good. And then let's see if it can... Yes. Yes. Okay, and then we include this, and where do we have the includes? There. But we want to move up. So now we're in ageless cell, I guess. Object shaders. And now in shaders, and then we go to renderer features and outlines. Yes. And that should be it. Okay, great. And then we just need to do this for a few of these. So vertex displacement. Oh no, did I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's it for these, and then we have a this one is a little bit weird, honestly. Cell shade lit transparent outline data. This one right here, let's see. This is like okay, let me think. What the hell did we do here? Yeah, so like this is a material. This is a material that only, the idea is that it only draws to the shadow map and the outline data. So Yeah, we're gonna clean this up a lot because there's a lot of settings here that doesn't really matter for this case. Maybe, just maybe, I want to put it in outlines as well. Yeah, yeah. So I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna take cell shade lit transparent outline data. We're gonna duplicate this one and we're gonna put it here. I mean, it's technically a I think we're going to do outline data generation shader. And let's add a S here so we get a nice sorting. Object shaders, no. I think we're going to do outlines. Okay, and let's see here. We don't need no albedo. We don't need smoothness. We do need normals though. Maybe not cell shade. We do need them for outlines. Normal flag, normal texture, and outline strength. Rim lighting, we don't need this. Edge, no. Fog, no. 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 This we can keep, I think. And I also want to add shadows. Put it right to, or okay. Yes. Include shadow-caster. The problem with this type of flag though is, I wonder if we can include or disable a whole pass actually. Probably not. Let's try it soon. But then again, the only thing we're gonna do here as well is Normal texture flag. We can just do it like this, right? The flashbang plan to make an outline shader looks a nightmare to make. It was pretty straightforward initially, but then you get all of these edge cases you wanna solve, and that's when it starts getting complicated. I know that a lot have happened with shader graph as well. These days I think you can do just rely on shader graph, but then again, like kernels and stuff like that, it is pretty messy to do with like graph-like coding. But yeah. I wonder about this as well. We have a few things here I want to solve in this one. We don't need to do this crazy stuff anymore, I don't think. Oh yeah, we want to change the name here as well. Oops, not that one. Right. Yes, because now we need to include this one as well. So I'm talking about this one. I wonder if we need this one as well. I will see. Okay, so we jump up once, then we're in render features, then we jump up once more, then we're in shaders, and that's where we have shady utils. So let's get rid of this one, I suppose. And couldn't open include file. So how do we need to write this? Like this? Assets, shaders, render features, outlines, and outlines data generation shader. Oh, yeah, of course. How did I manage to... Yeah, that one shouldn't be there. Oh yeah, this is a problem as well. Let's see. Data generation pass. Yes, we have the vertex as well. That's true. It's okay, it's okay. Yo, what's up, PG King? No worries at all. Yes, so what we need to do here is that we need to define a good... We need to be consequential with what we name our fragment. And actually I think I have this as a task. Let me just See if I can find it. Because unfortunately, for some reason, I couldn't really decide on what I want to name my fragment shaders and my vertex shaders. So they vary quite a lot throughout the code base, and that sucks. Let's see here, clean up code base. Yeah, fuck yeah, here we have it. Here and here. Okay, so we're gonna do it for our cell shaders at least. Yo, what's up, GDs? Long time. Feels like I only stream 2 days a week. Now it's gonna be like that for a few months. But it feels like it's long time no see, like every week, you know? Yeah, so the idea is that the vertex shader is already solved here and we don't want to do varyings. And let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a simple... Yeah, we're gonna have to make a simple vertex shader here as well. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, it's pretty simple, this one. Why do we have this here? Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's do this. And let's see if this one can solve it. So I want to... Can we do this? Rename every vertex shader function in object shaders or in folder shaders to... Oh, what is it? Let's see here. Do I have a shader? I think we have a terrain shader with the correct name. Is it terrain ground? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is the naming convention I want. So we have vertex hull domain geometry fragment. It's pretty straightforward. And then for the inputs and outputs, what do we have? I think we have vertex input, fragment shader. Okay, fragment shader input, vertex shader input, and so on and so on. Rename every vertex shader function in folder object shaders to vertex. Oh, fuck it. Five shader files. Because the idea is that this, outlines data generation pass is going to be included, and this one relies on the vertex shader in the shader file that it includes it. So it just takes that result, and hopefully it's the same name and stuff like that. That's exactly what we want. Let's see. Cell shade lit. From Vert. I don't know if they all were named Vert though, but we'll see. Ah, beautiful. Why do we only have... Yeah, we only have one change here because we don't have the vertex shader here. Same here. Keep. Good. Nice. What can we do? Yeah, rename every fragment shader function in folder object to fragment. Okay, let's see here. What we need to do in this one, I want to take... Yeah, I think I want to take all of this actually and put it here. Oh, one sec, what the fuck is this? Oh, yeah. Smack GDs, what are we working on these days? Weeks. Unfortunately, I got stuck in a hole, you know how I am. The idea is that we're developing the first creature that can move around and actually have agency, which is the Blob. I just want to make it look a little bit pretty before we start putting it in the world. So we're currently doing making the outlines work with the with transparent objects. Yes. Classic Rockadoodle, yeah, unfortunately, yes. What do we have here? Fragment. Four. Fragment. Fragment. Oh yeah, yeah, of course. I'm still, this might be a bit optimistic to have this outlines data generation shader, because this one, it only has the classical, it has the classical vertex shader. We pretty much just do, we just take the position in object space and transform it to the different spaces. We do the same with normals, view direction, and then UV color we send on. Yeah. GDs, I had to learn to tighten the scope rather than expand. Yeah, I'm still working on learning that myself. Released version 2 of the asset going pretty well so far. Oh, nice to hear, nice to hear. We're talking about the... Weren't you working on a scriptable object-based asset? Or is this the old inventory asset? Am I remembering that correct? PG King, did you figure out the order of Skybox and Soapy thingies? No, I think we arrived at a pretty good point pretty good place last stream. Like, we're gonna have to extend the render pipeline in such ways that I don't really want to do yet. So we're gonna have to settle at not being able to have outlines behind the transparent object that has outlines. So I pretty much gave up. Also, I guess I am learning a bit. If it were me 1 year ago, I would... fuck it. Pause it. But I want to keep this. Okay. And then I also want to do... Okay, let's see. I want to make sure that we do... Don't I have a shader I'm happy with here? When it comes to the naming, I think my terrain ground and stuff like that, but then we have, let's see, a fragment shader input, and then I guess it's vertex shader input as well. But where do we have those? I think we have them here. Stages. Fragment shader input. Vertex shader input. Okay, I think we're gonna rename it like that. Rename every... Okay, let's see here. Rename every vertex shader input struct to vertex shader input, and in the object, let's see here, 4 shaders in the object shaders folder, and rename every fragment shader input struct to fragment shader input for shaders in the object shaders folder. That's specific enough. Smart GDs, the inventory is now better integrated in the editor, and yes, it uses scriptable objects to define it. Okay, yeah, so I was spot on, but nice, version 2. So when you say the inventory is now better integrated in the editor, have you done a lot of like custom editor visuals and stuff like that, or what exactly does it mean? And like, feel free to link it again if you want. Let's see. Okay, it works for this one at least. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Or what the yeah, okay, it's still working though. But okay, back to this one. Or this one, I guess, because the idea is that... Whoa, didn't we rename this one? It's not a shader file though, so okay. Cell shader lit, okay. Fragment shader input, vertex shader input. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so when we have this done, yeah, then we just want to get the foreground shading of the object done as well. We should be able to manage to do that today, I think. So it's almost like it ends in a like never-ending loop here for some reason. Like cell shade lit vertex displacement shader. Haven't you already changed this one? Okay. Smart GDs, yes, I had to learn all about Unity serialization. In version 1, everything happened through code, creating items, population list, etc. Now it's more drag this into that, select something from a drop-down and so on. Oh, nice. But still with the possibility to do it through code, I guess. That sounds nice. Pause and keep, what the fuck. Okay, let's see what errors we have and let's try and fix them. Almost back to where we started, that's good. Unity vertex input instance ID, and that is because we need to include some stuff here. We need to include action. We need to include these. like that. Outline solution redefinition of. What? Okay, is it because of this one or yep? Unrecognized identifier. Fragment shader input. Okay, yeah, I think that's okay. Or is it? That's true. Are we gonna have to do... Yeah, how the hell do you... Maybe we're gonna need to have a if defined or not. Okay, beautiful. Now it's only this one left. Why are we... Outlines data generation pass. Weird, because I think... One sec. Oh, fuck, didn't I change... Yeah, this one actually includes it and it seems to be working, so... Right? Let's see. I think the hair is using this one. No, not this one, but with this one. Or this one, I mean. So let's see if we can make this one work. All of these are renamed. That's good. And the only thing we need to do is then, so down here in outlines data generation, we just want to replace this one with this pretty much. Like this. Let's see if we get an error. Fucking hell. So now we do use outlines data generation pass. So it seems to be working, but we are getting... Yeah, it's the shader. Okay, yeah. Attributes, varyings. Yeah, can we get vertex, shader input? And fragment shader input. Okay, couldn't open file outlines data generation pass because we need to jump up. It's weird that it works then. There we go, we need to jump up on one. Okay, good. I think we still have a few things left to clean up, but before I do that, I need to run AFK a little bit. I'm gonna make some more coffee. So be right back, a couple of minutes. I'll try to be quick. Yo, back. Sorry about that. Yo, what's up, Antonino? How's life? How's it going? Hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. Okay, let's see. We're almost there, I think. Yeah, I had a few more things I wanted to fix here. First of all, blend 1010 added. In fact, I think we can skip this. It's opaque geometry. We just want to override it, I think. Okay, no change. That's good. Exactly what I wanted. L equals set right on, and I think that's the default, so I think we can skip that as well. Just make it a little bit cleaner. Shadowcaster, return 0. Outlines, data generation, include. We have a simple, straightforward vertex shader with fragment shader input and vertex shader input. And and then we have this pass, which we now include in most files, which I love. We need to fix this one though, because that's not what it is anymore. We're gonna just call this one out. Yeah. Okay. And I think, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Cell shade lit with alpha clip, and then we do light mode outlines data generation. Let me copy this one as well. And then we go through. I don't care about assembly, but I don't care about this. Whoa. Honestly, I'm not sure about this one. But I'm pretty sure we can do this at least. And this is, yeah, cell shade lit transparent outline data. This I probably want to remove. Okay, Antonino, all good. I spent the weekend trying to figuring out what's up business API. It's a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, I have no experience with WhatsApp Business API, but it doesn't sound fun. And Antonino, I don't get paid enough for all the sleepless nights I spent studying things for the company. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. But sometimes, unfortunately, that is how it is. But I mean, like, learning stuff is still, I mean, you grow as well. So I guess that's one optimistic view you can have. Yeah, we need to fix this one. I think we just need to remove one of these. And same here. invalid subscript. Why? Oh. Tangent to world X. Oh, do we not have this one here? Yeah, this is one drawback with doing this, but I think it's okay. Because if we want to have outlines, we're definitely gonna have to have this. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now I wonder if what's left to do. Oh, no. I want to do. So this one currently uses 2 materials. Not the best solution, but that's what we have to work with currently. And one is prototype cell shading, blue outline material. I want to replace this one with just... Let's duplicate it actually. And put it here. And we rename this one outlines data material. And we change it from objects shaders cell shade lit to... Okay, I just put it under outlines, but outlines data generation shader. And I want it to have the same setting as this one. I don't... We have one, no texture and not enabled. Include Shadowcaster, I guess we want to do. Okay, because what I want to do now is, so we should be able to remove this one. So now we no longer have any outlines for this one, and maybe we need to handle this in some way. That's true. Probably not. But then we add outlines data material instead. Yes. So what we have now is we have a material that it just adds outlines to anything. That's pretty much all it does. 3D object, plane, hope this works. We add it here and we do materials, outlines data material. Yeah. Pretty great to have. Because that's how we do transparent objects with outlines currently. We have one material that is run during the transparent objects are being rendered. And then we have one material that is run after opaques. It's expensive. Unfortunately, it's the only solution I have right now. So let's delete this one, and then I think we might as well just put this one back. Like, why not? Okay. And then we delete this one and this one. We rename this one. And then we might as well just move it out again. Cell shade glass with content, cell shade lit transparent, cell shade lit vertex displacement with alpha clip, flat segments. This one, like cell shade with flat segments. I'm pretty sure I want to work this into the other shaders as well. Like it shouldn't be a separate shader, but we'll do that soon. Okay, but what I want to do now is, now we have this object, transparent with outlines. It takes the whatever is behind it into account. We can refract it and we can blur it. Refraction distance. Let's change cell shade lit transparent refraction distance. What the fuck? Cell shade lit transparent. Here we go. Distance. Am I Oh yeah. Refract and distance. Okay, there we go. Because I want to remake this into range 0.0 4.0 maybe. Oh yeah, I screwed up. Here we go. Yo, what's up, Samsumite? I just tested spatial temporal post-processing in Unity. Amazing how you can basically double your FPS with minimal effect on image quality. Like DLSS basically, but works on any GPU. Fuck, is that new for Unity 6.3 or 6.4? Spatial temporal post-processing. I'm gonna have to read up on that. When done right, like those techniques, like DLSS, is amazing. And how easy was it? How easy was it to like enable it for your project? Like, did you need to do a lot of custom setup or anything like that, or was it just like plug and play basically? But okay, yes, so what I want to do now is I want to create some, like, we have background working for this transparent glass object or whatever it is, or blob object. Now I want to have like a foreground color working for it. So we're gonna have to calculate that, and it's gonna be like, one easy thing you can do is let's see here. Just a couple of clicks inside the quality setting. Let me open that one up. Okay, so it's Unity 6.3 STP enable. Dynamic resolution, I don't think I've ever used that one. Requires temporal anti-aliasing. That's by camera, isn't it? TAA. Huh? Pretty cool, actually. Sounds might I tried it in HDRP, but it probably works about the same in URP. Yeah, I would reckon. It feels like, fuck, I thought there were talk about like merging HDRP and URP again, but I don't know. But anyway, cell shade lit transparent. We already have a color albedo here. Albedo. Oh, do we have... Yes, we have the calculate cell shading color, so we might as well do... Yeah, I think we just want to do this, or let's see here. Final color, background color. So we do... that's not true. Never mind. We're gonna have background color, and we're gonna have reconstructed outline color. And I want to rename color. Let's just use color then. Or let's do it like this for now. Load for... And then what we want to do is return blend, I thought. We want to blend, first of all, we want to blend. After everything, we want to add reconstructed. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what we want to do, I think. I didn't really read the error message, but I think it's this one. Yes, okay. So here we have a nice cell shading. Although I'm not happy, I want this one to be brighter, but I guess I'm gonna have to change my cell shade. Total cell shade, but we'll see. Sphere. And then Okay, we don't use the alpha. What the hell? One sec. Color. Albedo RGB. Ah, yeah. So I guess we wanna do albedo.a, maybe. Okay. Wow. The thing is, like, I want my specular highlights for an object like this to be or they should have, I haven't really decided exactly how I want to do, but like for diffuse lighting I might want to have something like this, i.e. darker parts and brighter parts, but for the specular highlights I just want them to be like, just take the color of the light and with an alpha of 1. So for instance, these specular, you won't be able to see through them pretty much. But yeah, we can implement that soon. And then we can try. Yeah, so I guess the blobs are gonna look almost like this. We're gonna have high alpha. So yeah, you can see a little bit through them, but not too much, if you know what I mean. Like, I think this looks good. I actually think this looks really good. Yeah, we have this problem though. But that's the classical refraction problem you have. Fucking hell, I think it looks amazing actually. I'm very happy with this. And what do we have? Smoothness. Oops. I'm just gonna have to rework this smoothness end result here. Antonina, I like that. Yeah, I think this looks very good actually. I mean, we're probably gonna have blobs are probably gonna be more or less see-through as well. That's gonna be one of the random attributes for that creature. I really want to have like diversity, if you know what I mean, for the creatures. I don't know, maybe you can even make it so that you can breed, so you get one 100% see-through blob, but I don't know, maybe. Yeah, we're probably gonna have, I can imagine a lot of these properties in the shader is gonna be randomized attributes for the creature. So you can probably take, but maybe they relate to each other. So you have how see-through a blob is, or also how, what is the English word for it? But I don't know, like maybe one is like this. I don't know if it's crumbly, I don't know what the word is, but I wonder how... I mean... Okay, that worked better out of the box than I anticipated. But I think the blurring is doing a lot of... Oops. The emission here. I thought. Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, but that's pretty cool. I like it. But as I said, before we continue, before we add these to our blobs and start randomly generate a few blobs, I want to get this I want to improve the specular highlight of my cell shaded objects, because right now it's pretty matte. Like, it depends too much on the color of the object itself. Like, just because the... If I notice, everything does. We don't have any shading at all if we go fully black, but yeah. Like, even though we have a very dark object like this, I might want to have specular highlights that are way brighter than this, okay? That's what I'm thinking, at least. So let's just see how I have solved it previously. We have specular here, and I think it's mostly the blending. So yeah, we do L color time multiplied with diffuse plus max specular rim. Max of specular and rim I do want. Okay. I wonder if the blending is so specular. Yes, and then we do diffuse multiply with smoothness. I think I'll like return diffuse. Yeah, I want to see this. Actually, yes, we multiply this diffuse with specular, but I think that's okay. But what I'm wondering is maybe we want to multiply it with the smooth stepped diffuse. Derek, sorry I missed it. Can make the specular strength the inverse of the average RGB, or at least scale it using that as a factor, I mean. Let's see if I can properly understand this. Can make the specular strength the inverse of the average RGB. So when you say the inverse of the average RGB, is that 1 minus average RGB? So the sum is equal to 1, or... but first of all, I think we're gonna move this one to here. And we actually have... So here we have the color. When we return... Yeah, so this is the light we have diffuse. Why don't I have... Oh yeah, diffuse is a little bit gray because I think our directional light is 0.1. So if we do 1, yes, okay. Ah, look at this. L color. Yes. In fact, we have... Shouldn't L color just be 111, or is that with the intensity? I want to try and return just L.color. Okay, so intensity does affect it. Because what I think is weird then is... Or rather, maybe... we want this one to be times diffuse plus max specular rim. But the problem with this now is that we're never gonna get a specular highlight that is colored as the color. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Derek, basically you'd have a linear value that's 1 for completely black RGB and 0 for completely white RGB. I mean, you can use that to scale the strength of this specular for darker colors. Okay, I think I understand. I'm gonna keep that in mind. It might be helpful. I think the first issue we have is that like specular and rim were too coupled with diffuse and L color. So we definitely want the specular to have a colorization based on the light, but we need to calculate it a little bit differently than we do the diffuse color, I think. Do we have the same? And now it's tied to alpha, right? Only. But what I'm meaning is, so let's say that we have one here and we do red. Okay, so this, why do we get... Why is it still affected by this one? Let's see. Oh, yeah, because we take... yes. We don't calculate a final color here, we calculate, although the name of the function implies it, we calculate like how light affects it. And then finally we do albedo RGB times... Yeah, this is weird. This is not good. But what do we want to do instead? Yeah, I think we want to move this into add fog. We have outside, but I think we want to move... Oh, it's hard when we have multiple different light sources as well. Yeah, I think the biggest problem is that albedo RGB, like this color, is outside here. That sucks, and we want it to be A as well. So I think we're gonna do... Let's take this. Color. Okay, we're gonna experiment a bit here. Float for albedo. And then I want to send this one in here. I think. Yeah, I think we want something like this. Float 3, 4. Just want to see how this looks. Then we're gonna have specular color as well. Not fully there. One step in the right direction. Why? Is it ambient that fucks it? Yes, it is. But we need ambient for this one later on. Something is a little bit off with the blend. But I mean L color as well. I find it weird that this ambient is so... strong that we get something like this. It's way too strong. And why wasn't it this strong previously? Color plus equals to ambient, return, ambient. Yep, I think we wanna do... We wanna take this one. And we wanna add it somewhere here. Diffuse, diffuse, diffuse. I wonder if... Don't we just want to do it like this? Fuck yeah, I think that's it. That looks great, doesn't it? That means that ambient... Don't we have ambient strength here? No, we don't. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Because yeah, ambient helps the most with this part, I guess. Let's see. Ambient strength. I really thought we had it. Albedo. Rim lighting, let's do header. Yeah, a lot of this I also want to have in a include file. That would be beautiful if we could make that. I don't want to do ambient color here, but ambient strength. Yes, and change it to float. Yes, 1 by default. Yes. So L color times this times albedo. But probably want to change it to so it looks like this, and then plus max specular rim. What do we have? Oh, you know what? I also want to change. We don't want it to be a float. We want this one to be range 0, 1. And let's see what we have. So this means that we can do this ambient strength. Yeah, I like that. And then we also want to have the we want the light color to affect the specular, but we want to add some settings for that. And we also want the specular to be affected by a few things. But how does this look if we go I don't know. I'm not too sure about this. The ambient here, I think it looks bad. Because it basically looks like this one is more see-through than this. Not a big fan of that. What can we do about that? Still want to be able to, even though smoothness is way less, we might want to have some strength here to decide. So it can be as white as this. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of settings, but this is what I don't like the most right now. I wonder if we if we have less diffuse lighting, that we might want to make it a little bit less see-through. So this alpha, we probably want to use it on these lit parts. We notice the color pretty early. On unlit parts it takes a while longer. And you know what? Yeah, the alpha is fucked, because even though we have 0 alpha, we probably still want to have specular lighting. Yup. So albedo. Oh yeah, the problem is albedo has alpha, but we don't use it until here. Yeah, this is a stupid way to do it. So I want to remove that one. Foreground color. We're gonna change foreground color to just color for now, and I want color to be a float 4, and calculate cell shading color. We're gonna change it to float 4 as well. But then we're gonna have to change add fog. That's probably okay. But then mix fog. Okay, not as straightforward, because I think we want to do the alpha should only affect, yeah, this pretty much. I think. A little bit of a problem. Or is it? I wonder if we can do float 4 color. Yeah, RGB. We can try this, and then we change this one to a float 4. Is that it? Is it L color that is? And what do we need to do? Yeah, it's weird if we just do this, I think. Okay. Okay. Need to saturate this as well. I don't think... Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, what kind of bleed is this? Why are we getting this? The green shimmer here. We're gonna look into that. But we need to saturate this as well. I don't know, or we need to include RGB at least. Oh, 1 sec. Okay, I get it. Or do I? Okay, that's weird. But it looks pretty damn cool, I think. This. Wonder if we can do this, and then we do... Yeah, that looks real nice, I think. Okay. But so if we do red and we do... Yeah, so we can see that the red does bleed into our specular highlights here. Let's look into that. Yo, what's up, Focus? Nice refraction indeed, and thank you. I appreciate it. Max specular rim. Like, I mean, if albedo A is 0, we probably... Do we want to do something crazy like this? I think this is how we want to do it, but I'm not entirely comfortable with that solution, I don't think. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's almost like we get inverted. Look at this. It's actually darker. Okay, that's not good. That's probably why we don't want to do that solution. Hey, what's up, Mega Burger? Is there a way to actually start doing something? I'm really unproductive. Yeah, relatable. I don't think there's an easy way to do it. Discipline and just do it. That old Shia LaBeouf video. That's just how it is. I'm also questioning... Okay, this looks good. But yeah, okay, this might be relatable maybe to what you're saying, what you said previously, Derek. What the fuck is this? But that's just because of this one, I guess. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's pretty cool. Mega Burger, but I don't want to code after losing my sleep for 1 week. Like, honestly, fuck, yeah, sleep, food, and exercise, I would say. Like those are the ground pillars. You need to, though, that's like the highest priority. If you have those under control, then it's just fucking do it, you know. VR chat character, no. Okay, I think we have improved the specular. Oh, this looks very good. It's just that when we go fully transparent, I don't like how we have some bleed of the color here. But you know what? Maybe that's by how it should be by design. If we want to go full transparent with no color, then we should have white here. Maybe it could work. Mega Burger ray tracing. No, we don't have the computational power for ray tracing. This is just like the simplest form of refraction you can do. And it's basically just a UV offset. So we have a texture, how the scene looks. Before we render this object, we pretty much have this as a texture. And then when we render this object, we take the UV coordinate here in screen space, and then we, based on some properties of this object, offset those UV coordinates. So it's a very, like, it starts to break if you remove, where do we have it? If you remove the blurring, and you increase the refraction, it starts to break. And you also always have this issue with this type of effect, that something in front of it is being refracted in it. We haven't gotten around to like cleaning this up. There's really no solution to it, but we can clean it up a bit, I think. We will get to it eventually. But fucking hell, we have done so many improvements to this object today. I mean, this looks really good. This looks fucking beautiful. Mega Burger, I won't work on LLM stuff, not fucking Unity or some garbage database shit. So when you say you want to work on LLMs, what do you exactly mean by that? Like, do you want to actually do the mathematical stuff behind LLMs, or do you want to like Lego build it in TensorFlow and similar software, or do you want to just do wrappers around someone else's AI solution? Like, I mean, saying you want to work on AI stuff, it's very broad. Building AI clusters and local AI. Okay. Okay, so one more thing I'm not entirely happy with when it comes to this. We're close to it. I want to change this to age. Fucking, I should do a quick to do. Fix or add HDR for Bloom. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do that. I haven't worked that much with it. And add or improve of unlit parts during low transparency. Maybe something like that. Focus, I'm kind of the opposite. I love working with stuff I have full control over. Yeah, same here. I'm a little bit of a control freak, unfortunately. Like, I'm just dipping my toes with having AI help me with coding and stuff like that. It feels weird. Antonino, Robin, do you have any recommendations for shader programming books or courses? I can't find much on the internet. Yeah, send me a DM on Discord. I have some nice links for you, but they are probably going to be very relatable to Unity. Like, I have a few resources. I don't have any good links or resources to like something that brings you from a zero to a hero when it comes to shader programming. Like, I come from, I took 2 university courses in shader programming, and then I felt I had as big of a foundation so I could just go into the world and explore various like online tutorials, you know. Mega Burger, I'm way more interested in AI systems, clusters, distributed compute, local model hosting, networking that feels real and impactful compared to random game dev projects or backend programming. It feels like you're using very broad terms, like that feels real and impactful compared to back-end programming. Like, back-end programming is like distributed compute, that's part of back-end programming. How clusters work and communicate is part of back-end programming. I don't understand. But yeah, it's cool that you want to do something that's impactful. That's nice. If you develop like character controls and stuff like that for games, you can probably take a quick step into the military like you can start working in the military with like drone controls and stuff like that. Antonino, should I write you a private message or the group? You can do a private message. Maybe I've actually, yeah, do a private message and I will see. Maybe I've linked it before in my Discord channel. But okay. Yeah, 2 to-dos here. I wanna, or way more actually, but for now, this specular, I like the little bloom we get. I would like to have bigger control over the bloom. And secondly, I would like to do... yeah, I want to fix... I think I want to fix this. So the part of the model that isn't fully lit, I think it still looks a little bit weird. Or does it? Maybe it doesn't actually. It looks a little bit more see-through than I would like. Maybe... You know what? You know what it is? I think this is fine for glass, maybe, but isn't it... We want to fake physics here, right? If you have something see-through and you don't have light going through a certain part of an object, doesn't it become less see-through? So maybe if we have a diffuse area like this, we might want to heighten the alpha channel to this maybe. So if you have a transparency of this part looks like this, and this part looks like this. I don't know. We can experiment with it. Mega Burger, Swedish, or living in Finland and speaking Swedish? Yeah, I'm Swedish, 100%. Not 100%, but a majority at least. It looks pretty good. But I wonder if it can look even better. Yeah, let's see if we can experiment a little bit with the unlit parts here. Derek, it's looking really good, Robin. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I think I only have another like 10-15 minutes for today's stream, but I think I can confidently say that tomorrow is not... we're not going to continue with this shader tomorrow. I think it's in a good enough state that we can... The remaining parts we just add to a to-do, and then we... yeah, do it in the future, you know. Yeah, we've improved it quite a lot today, how it looks. I think this is going to be a beautiful shader for blobs. And then when we make them animate and stuff like that, it's going to refract what's behind it in a very good way, I would say. Pitching, it's looking good indeed. Thank you, appreciate it. Focus, are you working on this full time? No, unfortunately not. Last year I worked on it like 50%, so part time. This year so far, like a lot of has happened, so I haven't had the time to work on it like 50%. But I try to work on it like 25 to 40% a week at least. Life, you know, it's hard to have time for everything one wants to do. It's something with... Let's do some quick experimentation with it today. I wonder if we want to do... let's see here. Float 4. We just do albedo A here. I wonder if we want to do... Let's see. Float alpha is equal to albedo A. And then let's see if... plus equals to 1 minus diffuse, I think. So if diffuse is 0, we get 1. But probably don't want to add 1. I want to see what happens with this. This is very simple. Ooh. Ah, we're not even using it yet. Now we're using it. It's in the right direction. It's a very crude solution, but I think it might be... Yeah, this is too much. It's way too crude. Let's see here. What exactly do I want to do? Focus, how does it look if you have two objects with this shader behind each other, by the way? You're just gonna see the one closest to the camera, unfortunately. I don't think that there's much we can do about that. We could... I have a few rough ideas for it. But the idea is that this shader is going to be used for multiple different stuff. But it's mainly developed right now for our first creature, which are the blobs. And like they are never going to take up that much screen space so that it's a big concern. I'm okay if it happens that the player can see that you can't see other transparent objects behind the transparent object. But okay, let's see here. Yeah, and then I want to multiply it with maybe 0.2 or something like that. It's just... Or actually now... So... If we have a fully lit... So if it's fully lit, alpha is... This one is 1, so we get 0, so this one is 0. If it's not fully lit, this one is 0, so we get 1, so we get 0.2, and then we can decide this one. Let's add this one as a property and test it, because I think this is roughly what we want to do. Let's just do test. No. There we go. So yeah, this is the default. Test is 0, and we can do so. If we do low, we get something like this. It's not. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Oops. I don't know if this is it. Maybe. Is this better than this? It is, right? Isn't it? This is much better than this. Depends on what kind of object it is, I guess. Then you have this. Yes, look at this. We can compare this one as opposed to this. Yeah, this one works with dark objects. Oh, I didn't even think about that, but this one solves it. This is way better. 0.4, we might want to make this more dynamic, like what is the angle to the camera, and so on and so on. Derek, did the ring, fuck, I'm having a hard time pronouncing that word, might be a solution for that. Ooh, I don't know much about it. I've just like heard it being used. I'm definitely gonna look into it. If you have any nice resources on dithering, I would appreciate it. Because I've seen dithering done as a way of handling order independent transparency a few times. I would love if you like have one example of it or something like that. And what's up, Star Platinum, by the way? I'm just stopping by. I hope you have fun working on this and have a good day too. Thank you, you too. And I've had so much fun today actually. It has been pretty damn smooth. A little bit sad that I'm gonna have to run soon, but like, it feels like we have identified a problem and like 20 minutes later we have solved that problem. How it should be. But yes, what the fuck, this is it. This is it. Ah, we have this problem though. Yes. So we need to multiply this one with... I guess you can do plus, and then you change this one to multiply instead. I don't think we need these parentheses, but... So if we do it like this, we should have... If we're at alpha 0, it's like this. Yeah, that's way better, I think. So this compared to this. One sec though. Oh yeah, if we do it like this, we can't do it like that. Never mind. But we can do alpha times test, right? But then we're gonna have to make this one way. So 0.4 won't be enough. But 0.5 maybe. 0.4 might be enough. So if we're very low, we get the same problem again. We can probably come up with a better mathematical... But okay, it's starting to look like how I imagined blobs to look. Maybe blobs won't be this smooth though. Maybe also we can add some... Yeah, probably want to add some normal noise, making them look a little bit not as smooth, basically. Yeah, we have some stuff to clean up here. Definitely. Or some improvements to be made here. But okay. I think it's in a good enough state currently to actually use it with our blobs tomorrow. So hopefully I have the time to just get this committed to master. We have a few changed files here. Commit it to master, clean it up until tomorrow, and then we can, so tomorrow when we start on tomorrow's stream, I think I will be able to stream tomorrow. If I won't, I'm gonna stream on Friday instead. But the plan is to, during next stream, we're gonna take this material, we're gonna add it to our procedural monster generation blob definition, and we're gonna change properties. So we're gonna be able to generate a wide variety of blobs. They're mostly gonna vary in size and color and stuff like that, and how see-through they are. But when we have that in place, we can start slowly but surely adding behavior to them, and then hopefully we can move on to some goal-oriented programming, like what is it called, go up. So that's what we're gonna do, because unfortunately I need to run now. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of the day. Peace.